How to fight anxiety. Firstly, what is anxiety? Anxiety is a feeling in which a person fears the consequences of any future situation. The person fears that something bad is going to happen. Notice that nothing has actually happened. So, what the person is suffering is their own imagination power. No, it's not that simple. Many people face anxiety attacks as well. Anxiety attack is basically a combination of three things: uncomfortable physical feelings, upsetting thoughts, and distressing emotions. Anxiety attacks do have a pattern or a cycle, and this pattern can differ from person to person. Our main motive is to break this loop. Now, any loop breaks only when at least one of its steps is skipped. But how to go about it? Well, there are two ways. First, observe yourself. Figure out your pattern and look for the step which would be easiest for you to skip. Be your own doctor. Second, no matter how different everyone's loop is, there's one common thread, and that is fear. You might ask, why fear? Well, because the root cause of anxiety is fear itself. Before we move any further, I want to clarify something. Medical solution won't work for anxiety. Anxiety is a non-medical problem, and medical solutions don't work for non-medical problems. See, what is anxiety? An emotion. Why does it happen? Because of fear. Now you tell me, can you really take medicines to cure an emotion or escape fear? Actually, yes, you can for temporary basis. But you know what? They're not called medicine, they're called drugs. And ideally, no one should be taking drugs for lifelong, even if it's prescribed. All of them do have side effects. What is the solution then? Okay, so there must be something that you used to fear earlier, but now you're no longer scared of that thing. Think carefully as to how your fear ended. There are again two ways to get over fear: face it or forget it. Now, if we talk about forgetting it, so nothing can be forgotten forcefully. The harder you try to forget something, the more you will remember it. That's how the mind functions. So we are left with only one option: face it. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 40 says, "Working in the state of consciousness, there is no loss or adverse result, and even a little effort in this direction saves one from great danger of fear." In simple words, the verse says, forget about being conscious. Even if we try to be conscious, that also can help us conquer fear. Now the problem is, we don't remember these wise words when our hands are shaking and body sweating. At that time, we just try to run away and hide somewhere. And that, my friend, is the biggest mistake we make. Now listen very carefully what exactly we need to do at that time, step by step. This method guaranteed works 100%, so don't just listen and forget it. If you really want a treatment, try it. First and the most important one, don't run from anxiety. Because the more you try to run from anything, the more it hovers over you. Whenever we suppress any emotion again and again, after a certain period of time, it bounces back with 10 times more intensity. So the next time you feel anxious, listen to what your emotions are trying to tell you. For example, let's assume I get a call from an unknown number and I get anxious. Now, what could my emotions possibly say? Whose call it might be? It could be boss. I might have messed up with something. It could be a scammer. Could it be a police? See, the mind can think anything, right? What I need to do is say yes. Yes, it could be boss. Yes, it could be scammer. And if I'm way too lucky, yes, it could be a cop. Don't think much about it. For the time being, we just need to give attention to these emotions. It might seem unbelievable, but when you listen closely to your emotions, they stop dominating you. It's like a magic trick. And when you're not dominated by anything, you can think more logically. Second step is stop overthinking. Stop thinking right away and take action. Sometimes doing things wrong is better than not doing anything. If we look at our previous example where I get a call from an unknown number, once I have accepted that it could be anyone, post that I shouldn't be thinking any further about things like why the person has called, what they might say. Now just take action. Either accept the call or decline it. Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 5 and 6 says, Elevate yourself through the power of your mind and not degrade yourself, for the mind can be a friend and also the enemy of the self. For those who have conquered the mind, it is their friend, and for those who have failed to do so, the mind works like an enemy. So before the mind controls us, we need to control it. Do you know, the way you think releases different type of chemicals in your body, and these chemicals make a difference to almost everything in your life, from taking a big decision to digesting a small candy. So as long as your brain is thinking beautiful things, it's good. But as soon as it gets on the wrong track, just stop thinking right away and take action. Third, physicality matters. Pay attention to what happens to the body at the time of anxiety. Short breaths, eyes facing downwards, twisted backbone, unbalanced body weight. It means standing or sitting mainly on one side of the body. What we need to do is correct it. Now, if you don't have any physical disability, then it should be the easy one. Take deep breaths, look upward, if possible look at the sky, straighten your backbone. Can I ask you to do one extra thing? Smile. Don't look for reason, just smile. Now here comes a shortcut trick. If you're not able to control the situation, take some ice cubes, keep it on your palm and close your fist. It makes your mind focus more on cold ice cubes than the panic situation. So these are 3 things which you need to do when you feel anxious. Please consider that no one has ever been able to control mind in just 1 or 2 attempts. So practice it at least for 1 or 2 months, depending upon how many times you get anxious. If you go to a medical doctor for anxiety, they hand you over some drugs for your entire lifetime. We're just asking for a few months, not even a year. Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 35 says, "The mind is indeed very difficult to restrain, but by practice and detachment it can be controlled." So the key is practice. You might not be able to control mind in first, second or third attempt, but slowly and steadily you will master it. Keep practicing. So we talked about what we need to do at the time when we feel anxious. But isn't there anything which we can just incorporate in our daily routine so that we don't have to face anxiety in the first place? Well, yes, there are things of this sort, and here are 5 things which you can follow as per your preferences. First, journaling. Write down your internal dialogues. It helps in releasing your blocked emotions and you get a chance to analyze yourself as well. Second, raw food and water intake. Include some raw foods in your diet and increase a bit of water intake. This one might seem irrelatable, but it changes a lot of things. Try it. Third, exercise. If you're blessed enough that you can move your body as per your wish, then please use this boon. Exercise regularly. Not any intense exercise. You might just choose the lighter, simpler ones, but please try to be regular. Fourth, meditation. Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 10 to 27 tells the importance of meditation. It says, "When meditation is mastered, the mind is unwavering like the flame of a lamp in a windless place. In the still mind, in the depth of meditation, the self reveals itself." You see, this is the power of meditation. I agree that all of us cannot become masters in meditation, which is all right. But just 10 to 15 minutes of meditation daily will rectify a lot of things. Fifth and last thing is good deed. Do a good deed at least once a week without any self-interest. I've said without any self-interest, but still I'll tell you the logic behind it. Whenever you do any good deed, it attracts positivity, which helps you in countering the negativity of anxiety. Just one last request, which is also actually for your benefit, but I won't explain the logic for this one. If possible, do something good for people around you, people you meet, talk to regularly, anyone with whom you share anything, which means your neighbors, co-workers, relatives. Now you might think, do they even need you? Well, everybody needs some support, either financially, mentally, emotionally, or any other kind of support. Everyone needs it. If everyone tries to make the world around them a better place, we won't have to search for another places. I hope you got my message. Take care of yourself. Listen good, watch good, speak good, good things will follow. We'll meet soon again with a different topic. Radhe Radhe.